Hey y'all, this is Heidi from Sky Yucca Mountain Kennels. I am starting this new video series on just some topics that I feel like should be talked about in the hound world, mainly focusing on coon hunting. And this one is going to be buying a pup versus a started dog. Alright, let's get started. Hey y'all, thank you for all the inquiries about me having started dogs and you wanting to buy started red bones from me. At this time, we do not raise started red bones for sale. Usually, if I start them, I keep them, and that's that. But we do raise puppies, and I'll be having 2 litters this summer. I think there's pros and cons in buying a started dog versus a puppy. Personally, I'm going to tell you some of the pros I think of buying a puppy. One pro I think if you buy a puppy versus a started dog is you kind of know its life history and, well, at least for after the 6 to 8 to 12 weeks whenever you buy the dog. And you know, its temperament, and you know if it's been abused or not. You know about puppy shots and things of that nature, if it has heartworms and stuff of that nature. Personally, I've had a dog that had been abused before in the past, and it was not a good situation, and unfortunately we did have to get rid of that dog. But that's one of the drawbacks, I think. Puppies may be a little bit more costly, so not like initially, but once you do get vet bills factored in and everything else, they could be a little bit more costly. But you know how you want to train them and train them a certain way. Personally, I like getting them at 6 or 8 weeks, maybe up to 12 or 16. Get them started on the bench, get them playing with the coontail. And then when they get up a little bit more, I do like to start hauling them with my other dogs and getting them used to the dog box and things of that nature. I have a couple different training ways that I do with my puppies, and y'all will be seeing all of my training and Dustin's training incorporated in Clyde's video series that we will be doing on here when I get Mr. Clyde. And I will also be doing how to start a puppy from scratch, never being on the bench, and I will be vlogging all of those on our YouTube channel on here, so you can see all of those. Yeah, like I said, if you would like started dogs, you don't know if they're going to hunt the same way, if they're going to get along with your dogs. They could run deer and things of that nature. They could also have heartworms and stuff, which is not a good thing you want to be dealing with. And I just like knowing what my vaccines and stuff my dogs had and all. And also, leptospirosis is a big thing. They could also have leptospirosis. I've seen it a lot around my house, so I like to vaccinate my dogs for that and start that at a young age so they do not get leptospirosis, because I do not like dealing with that. And it's very sad when they do, because it can result in death, and it's a really horrible disease. That being said, there is some pros to buying a started dog. Like, you don't have as much money in them. If you're not worried as much as vaccines like I am, that's always good. And you can just start hunting them from the get-go. But you also, can just go ahead and start hunting them. But the bad thing is, like, if they don't get along with your dogs and stuff, I don't know. My dogs are kind of easy to get along with, except Ranger. He's not. And the thing being is, like, Bonnie and Annie have always generally hunted with nice dogs. And when I first started hunting Annie with Ranger, they kind of had it out, and I just don't know if it would be okay to bring in a dog that already has a strong personality, hunting wise, and very dominant against Ranger, especially a male dog, because when I did have Boss up here when he was about a year or so old, Ranger and him did not get along at all, and it was terrible. Boss ended up trying to bite me, and that's why I do not have Boss anymore. Also, another thing is, if you get a started dog and it has not been worked with as much as they say and stuff, you can have a lot of problems on your hands. You can have all this money tied up in a dog, and it hasn't been hauled, it hasn't been to shows, it hasn't been hunting as much as it says it is, and it could do good that one night and get lucky, and then the next, like, you take it home after you paid for it, and it's not good. Like, it could be really bad, and that's never a good thing. I like when people buy started dogs and they do what they say they're going to do, and if you're going to buy one from a reputable person that does this all the time. Another thing is, if you don't want to train your own dog, I'm actually going to start a training facility when we move, and I will be building kennels and everything, and have like little doggy condos and stuff, like a legit kennel, and get permits, because I just think it's a really good thing to have someone that enjoys it, to push your dogs and hunt them and haul them to dog shows. I mean, I'll do both for you if you want that. But there are some really good training pins out there, and people that'll push your dogs for you. So if you do get a started dog or puppy and you want them really pushed, go to those training pins. And I know I've been inquired about that. Most of them cost anywhere from $200 to $400. So it's a really good thing to have them hunted really hard for a month or two to get that hunting in there if you cannot hunt them. That being said, if you want to coon hunt, and you get a puppy, you need to hunt that puppy when it is old enough. And I will do a video on like when we start everything. I did one on Facebook and went over a little bit about what me and Dustin do. And then, like, if you get a started dog, you also need to hunt that started dog, because just because it's started good don't mean it's a real coon dog yet. And I'll dare say that some dogs don't reach their potential until they're getting up in age. When in the hunting world, especially, I'm gonna be this person. Especially like if you're hunting a red bone. Some people say they're a little bit slower. Personally, my last one started a little bit faster, but just to reach their full potential, it sometimes does take a little bit longer. So if you're going to get dogs that are puppies or started, just really started, you really need to hunt them. And then the next thing, man, if you want to coon hunt, get you, and you don't have time to hunt them, get you a good old dog that already knows what they're doing. But you still need to hunt it a couple times a week. Oh my gosh, I said a couple times a week. I know some of y'all people are watching this and be like, oh my god, she only hunts a couple times a week. This is really bad. I haven't been hunting in a couple weeks. It has poured rain, it snowed twice, it's flooded. Yes, I do hunt in the snow. It's been crazy. But, I feel like if I could, I would hunt 7 days a week, and that's just not the case. And I know y'all can't hunt 7 days a week, so just do the best you can, and, yeah, but if you are hunting a puppy, I recommend 3 to 4 nights a week. If you really want a good started dog, maybe 4 to 5 nights a week, and that nature, along that. So those are the pros and cons, I think, of having a good started dog versus a puppy. And mine and Dustin thing is really the habits. We were looking into getting a good started dog, but like it's really hard to find one that's reasonably priced, and I get that. And find someone that's really reputable and honest. That is the big thing. And as I've been asked like a whole bunch, my dogs are not for sale. There's not a price tag that I will put on Bonnie and Annie. So they're not for sale, y'all. I have hours and more money than I would ever be able to honestly probably get back out of Bonnie, and I would not sell her for any price. And the same goes with Annie, even though she's very annoying. And most people that really do push dogs feel the same way, so that's why it is hard to find a good started dog. I hope this video helped you, and I enjoyed making it, and it's one of the topics that I really enjoy to talk about. Alright guys, feel free to subscribe and hit the like button if you like this video. If you feel a little bit different, it's okay to comment and tell me how you feel about this video. Everyone has their own opinions. I'm not opposed to started dogs, like I said, but I just prefer buying a puppy. We are going to have the other video series coming out when our baby gets here. And we will have videos about our puppy adventures and us going to shows. And I will do a video on our upcoming shows and post it on here as well. As we always say, guys, keep them in the woods.